This is the first in a series of videos intended to shed light on the origin, nature, and purpose of the moon. The moon is not what most people think it is. It is not what we have been taught in school. It is not illuminated by the sun. It has no influence on ocean tides. It is not covered with craters formed by impacts with meteors. So let's meet this mysterious orb. First and foremost, the moon was not created at the time Earth was created. The moon came into the picture after the creation of Earth. It is a product of a schism that aimed to mold our souls into palatable energy sources for archons. Archons are akin to demons. They are non-physical beings that derive their energy from human souls. They reside in the bodies of human beings that have low vibratory consciousness. They attempt to control relationships between human beings and control how human beings interact with their environment, and they steer their hosts toward fear. When the bodies archons occupy experience fear, archons gain energy. As depicted in the video, there are no forests on flat Earth. An immense amount of mining activity took place all throughout this plane. In case you haven't seen it, I've included a link to this video in the description. I suspect this mining activity occurred several thousand years ago, since there's little to no evidence of it in recorded history. The video falls short of giving us insight as to where this mined material ended up. No Forests on Flat Earth depicted the past existence of large silica trees that were cut down and removed. They were a part of a vast interconnected network of trees, with the largest one at the North Pole in the center of this realm. The trees were interconnected through crystalline root systems that were mostly removed through the mining activity. The silica trees themselves were crystalline in their form and structure. I contend this material was used to fabricate the moon. Here we see the Great Rift. Science and space agencies falsely tell us it's the Milky Way galaxy. The Milky Way galaxy is a figment of our imaginations. Take a look at the definition of rift. A rift is defined as a crack, break, or split in something. Why would the word rift be used to refer to something it isn't? A galaxy is not a rift. The Great Rift is a crack in the firmament, or the celestial dome. We know very little about where the moon resides, whether it's within or outside of the celestial dome, or what exactly suspends it or guides its path of travel. The biblical cosmological model shows the moon is contained within the firmament. I speculate the formation of the crack in the firmament, known as the Great Rift, and the Great Flood coincided with the placing of the moon into orbit. Hebrew and biblical cosmological models describe the firmament as having waters above. If that's the case, which I believe to be true, the placing of the moon into orbit may have penetrated the firmament, created this crack, and caused the waters above to spill onto the plane, causing what we today refer to as the Great Flood. Earth is powerful. It can heal from anything. The Earth's power to heal was put to the test here. The firmament cracked, it healed, and the waters above it were once again contained. The moon is not orbiting in this fictitious place called outer space. It could be immersed in water and orbiting this plane from outside the firmament. The hundreds of lunar waves that have been recorded point in this direction. Check out this lunar wave. Here, the moon at least appears to be immersed in water. If the moon is placed according to the biblical model, it is orbiting the plane from the interior of the firmament. In this scenario, it could be possible the placing of the moon into orbit created the rift by the mass of the moon having made contact with the celestial dome, but not necessarily penetrating it. All this is, of course, speculation, but the events depicted in No Forest on Flat Earth, along with the moon's positioning in cosmological models, along with the moon's observable properties, paints a pretty vivid picture. We can't ignore these relationships. The moon is an opaque crystalline structure. The crater-like formations we observe are pitting. Crystals such as celestite will pit when immersed in water. Whether it resides in the waters above the firmament or on the interior of the firmament, it is definitely in the presence of water. So we might ask, why was the moon built and what is its purpose? Well, we described earlier, the moon is a succubus. Its alluring light draws the unsuspecting and presents itself in a seemingly benign fashion. Its light is not innocent. It's a false light. The moon does not reflect the sun's light. Rather, it absorbs the light from the sun and fluoresces. Its phases are influenced by the Earth's magnetism. In my next video, I will discuss the role the moon plays in the recycling of our souls, affectionately referred to as reincarnation. Stay tuned. That's all for now. Be well, sun gaze, and reject fear.